Hello, the broadcasts are beginning. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for tuning in. If anyone's there, shout out, shout out. Just getting all the streams up and running. Awesome. Oh, okay, cool. So I can see the chat from a couple people now. Awesome. So we'll be doing these mindful moments at 9 o'clock, 12:30, and 7:30 every day. So I'll put that in the chat real quick. 12:30 and 7:30 p.m. Beautiful. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. So thank you all for joining me for this mindful moment. Oh, I'm muted. Unmute myself. There we go. All right. So now on Zoom, everyone should be able to hear me. Fix my headband. Hello. And thank you for joining me for this mindful moment. We take this moment to kind of make a break in the chaos of our daily living. The class is going to be about 30 minutes long. It's going to consist primarily of an introduction and review. And then it's going to be a topic of discussion, which is going to be about 5-10 minutes, and then a guided meditation, which is going to be about 10-15 minutes. And then we will kind of send you on your way with a Zen koan, which is a riddle. In this case, it's more of a lesson. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Beginning each intention or beginning each class with setting an intention. That intention is a dedication for our practice. We're applying purpose to our practice. So it can be a dedication or intention or perhaps just a nice deep breath in. A long breath out. Lovely. And now I'll begin this session how I like to begin every session with the reminder that the real meditation is how you live your life by JKZ. Just a valuable reminder to take what we're learning on the mat and apply it to our day-to-day living, become better at whatever we already are, and become more present in our day-to-day living, especially now. So great. Now this is going to be the greetings wisdom, the koan from yesterday. Shunzen held out his short staff and said, "You call this a short staff, you oppose reality. If you do not call it a short staff, then you ignore the fact. What do you wish to call this?" So to me, this Zen koan or this story is pointing to a pretty common paradox. Another one you may have heard of is the statement, "This statement is false." So if it's true, then it's no longer a false statement, but if it's false, then it becomes true. So it's kind of highlighting that paradox. And I think it's really pointing out the nature of our dualistic thinking. You know, in society and culture, everything is black and white, good and bad, short or long, whatever. That's kind of how we've learned to make sense of reality. However, when we begin to look deeply at things, we start to see things as they truly are. We don't reduce things to a singular characteristic like the staff being short or long. We are embracing reality for what it is. So in this case, the staff is simply a staff. And again, that's just my personal interpretation. I would love to hear your personal interpretations as well. And now with our working definition of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a combination of awareness, equanimity, and concentration. Awareness is the recognition of existence, so I am and I know that I am. Equanimity is the unconditional acceptance of now, so that's things like non-judgment and non-reactivity. And then concentration is the intention to keep in the mind's attention the cultivation of awareness and equanimity. So we can be concentrating on anything, but in the practice of mindfulness, we're specifically concentrating on the practices of awareness and equanimity. And today we will be talking in depth about concentration. So what is concentration? Concentration is the action or power of focusing one's attention or mental effort in the realm of meditation and mindfulness is specifically one-pointedness of mind, and it consists of forcing the mind to remain in one static point. Now, force is an imperative word, meaning it has like a deliberate effort associated with it, but that doesn't mean that it has to kind of entail any form of like animosity or, you know, really like pressure. We can do so even gently, but it's simply maintaining that forceful kind of orientation, we'll say. I think this is again, you know, the pillars of mindfulness: awareness, equanimity, and concentration. So attention kind of bleeds through all of those things, right? You know, attention is in awareness and equanimity and concentration, but concentration is really what kind of applies that attention to the things of awareness and equanimity. So kind of just like this little visualization. I used to say that there are really only two things in mindfulness: awareness and equanimity. But I think it's kind of important to kind of view concentration in its own light as well. So let's talk a little bit briefly about skillful concentration. The skill of concentrating is focusing the mind solely on one thing, and it can be whatever we're doing in that moment. So when we're talking about skillful concentration, this is kind of derived from the Buddhist Eightfold Path. Meditation is the tool to practice concentration. I mean, that's probably the best way to kind of exercise concentration. However, when we think of meditation, we often think of someone sitting like a pretzel or someone just generally being very passive. But meditation is more than just sitting. We can practice it doing anything: going for a walk, eating, being with loved ones. Essentially, any activity can become a meditative activity. Now, the enemy of skillful concentration is distraction, and that's whether it's a chime or an advertisement. Distraction is essentially the opposite of concentration, and distraction stops us from seeing life as it really is. Have you ever noticed a different building or a park or a house or whatever on your regular route or whatever that you've just never noticed before, right? And it's just like, did that just pop up overnight? So this is kind of alluding to, kind of the power of concentration, and seeing more of the world as it is. The last and very important part of concentration is the sitting with or turning towards aspect of concentration. When we use concentration and mindfulness, we often sit with a feeling or a sensation. When we're sitting with that feeling and really seeking insight, we're using concentration kind of push away other distractions and thoughts and become more present with the feelings or the emotions itself. The goal of concentration is therefore insight, right? So we're using concentration to kind of sit with our feelings, sit with the sensations. And last but not least, I just want to briefly overview this common delineation in the world of meditation: insight versus concentration meditation. So insight, in its broadest terms, often you'll see that mindfulness is a form of insight meditation. And that means that full attention is in the present moment without trying to alter or manipulate experience. Some other examples of this would be like the Zazen do nothing meditations, or the like expressive movements and stuff like that. Those are all, where there's not a deliberate effort of unification. Concentration meditation, on the other hand, entails focus, and you become one with the object of focus. So this can be like a mantra, any form of like transcendental meditation, or it could be like a candle or anything like that. So I just want to kind of highlight this delineation. It's a very common delineation, and it's really kind of a false dualism, right? Because you're never going to have mindfulness and insight without also applying a degree of concentration to kind of maintain that, right? At least in the practice of mindfulness. And likewise, if you're concentrating, almost inherently the things that arise are insights. So I think these are two intrinsically interlinked kind of things. However, oftentimes you see them kind of created as like a dualism. So I just want to kind of highlight that, and just in first a little bit of clarification. Lovely. And now I would like to share with you all the monkey business illusion. You may have seen it before, but if you have, it's okay, because this one has a little bit of a twist.
The monkey business illusion. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the ball.
So count how many times players in white toss the ball.
The correct answer is 16 passes. Did you spot the gorilla? For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half missed the gorilla.
So I'd love to hear if you saw the gorilla.
If you knew about the gorilla, you probably saw it. But did you notice the curtain changing color or the player on the black team leaving the game? Let's rewind and watch it again. Here comes the gorilla, And there goes a player, and the curtain is changing from red to gold. When you're looking for a gorilla, you often miss other unexpected events. And that's the monkey business illusion. Learn more about this illusion and the original gorilla experiment at theinvisiblegorilla.com.
Awesome. So I think that's just a really powerful
The monkey
illustration or example of how concentration can be really altered, and through that we can kind of gain additional insight, right? Because even having seen that illusion before, the first time I saw that illusion, definitely didn't notice the curtain change. Well, I noticed the change was like something subconscious, but it didn't, really like register what it was. I saw the gorilla, and then I do really love that they take the player out too, because at the beginning of the video it's clearly 6 people in a line, and then at the end of the video it's clearly 5 people in a line. So even if you were just kind of one of those people who just like naturally count things, you would observe something like this. So again, it's kind of a powerful illustration of exactly how relative concentration and attention is. Lovely. So now it is time to get into our guided meditation. This meditation is called Every Breath Counts from Mindful Exercises. As a brief introduction, then we will go ahead and get started. Concentration allows us to really enjoy what we're doing. Whether it be in the country, reading a book, or writing, or talking or thinking, concentration allows us to think clearly and deeply. That's a quote from Bodhipska, a Tibetan Buddhist author and professor. When you first start practicing, you may find the mind wandering quite a bit. Concentration practice helps us train the mind to focus on giving us something to do. Like mindfulness, this takes time. When the mind wanders, we bring it back. And over time, the mind will learn to focus and let go of distracting thoughts of its own. So find yourself in a comfortable sitting position, posture, chair or cushion. You may also lay down if that is more comfortable for you. Straighten the spine, but allow the muscles to relax. We're going to briefly check in with the body. Allow the shoulders to drop. Release any tension from your jaw. See if we can let go of any tension in the chest, and the abs. We hold lots of tension here. Getting into the legs and the feet. Just trying to simply reduce any obvious tension from our heads to our toes as we begin to embrace the awareness of the moment. Inviting in relaxation. Notice wherever you can feel the breath in the body. It may be the abdomen, the chest, the nostrils. For one, just pick one right now, wherever you feel the breath the most. Settling in the easy sensation of the breath. Good. Now, we're going to begin counting the breaths. Inhale and exhale with awareness and count to 1. Good. Inhale and exhale and count to 2. Continue like this, all the way up to 8, and then start back at 1. gently counting the breaths, giving the mind something to do by counting the breaths, concentrating on the sensations and the counting. Whenever our mind wanders, returning again with the sensations of the breath as we slowly count to 8. And when we get to 8 breaths, we start again. No attachment, patting ourselves on the back, bringing awareness to the breath. Remember that counting serves as an aid to practice, giving something extra for the mind to focus on. It is not a competition or measurement of how well you're doing. When the mind wanders, just come back to the breath. Counting each inhale and exhale to 8, and starting once again. Start to finish, continuous again, like our breath, like our awareness, like our concentration. Begin back at 1 as many times as necessary. Watch out for any judgments and let go of any harsh self-talk. Continuing, focus on the breath, wherever we feel it most. Counting each inhale and exhale. Starting again. With each breath, we are building focus. When the mind wanders, notice it. When the mind is concentrated, notice this as well. We are training the mind to be more present with what is. Gently counting each breath. Inhale and exhale at your own pace, in your own way. Noticing your awareness, returning your mind to the counting and the sensation of the breath. Who knew that counting to 8 could be so much fun? Again and again, with a gentle mind and a gentle smile and all the compassion and non-judgment in this world, we're working out our brains. We're working out our minds. concentrating simply on the in and out, counting 1 to 8, and repeating once again. Now, for just a couple minutes, we're going to concentrate on a comfortable silence of awareness. We've preoccupied the mind, counting, for a while now. Let's see if we can settle in to some stillness, a returning concentration to open awareness. Simply observing any thoughts, any sounds, any sensations of the mind, and letting them go. Concentrating on the broad and open awareness. Life is big and open and wide. It takes concentration for us to see the little things and the big things. Life without concentration would be indistinguishable. It would be a blur. We'd be unable to tell one thing from the next. So again, sitting, or lying, or even standing, in stillness and open awareness, concentrating on whatever is. Observing anything that arrives and letting go without judgment. Good. Now, as these moments have passed, whenever you are ready, come back to the awareness of your breath, into your body, to the space around you, and continue on your day, noticing your mind focus or wandering, and being observant of the concentration and your ability to alter them. Thank you. Lovely. So thank you all for participating in that guided meditation. I do believe that the counting of the breaths is an extremely valuable way to harbor concentration. Sometimes I'll even count back from 100. That takes a lot of concentration, and I was thinking about doing that as the exercise for today. But that's an excellent exercise in concentration. You'd be amazed how many times your mind wanders simply counting back from 100. So highly recommend everyone maybe try that out sometime. And last but not least, our parting wisdom for today. So this is a brief excerpt that I will be reading for you. When asked why he practiced Zen, the student said, "Because I intend to become a Buddha." When his teacher picked up a brick and started polishing it, the student asked, "What are you doing?" the teacher replied. "I'm going to make a mirror." "How can you make a mirror by polishing a brick?" said the student. "How can you become a Buddha by doing Zazen, which is sitting meditation? If you understand Zen, then you know Zen is not about sitting or lying down. If you do not want to learn sitting Buddha, know that sitting Buddha is without any fixed form. Do not use discrimination in the non-abiding Dharma. If you practice sitting Buddha, you must kill Buddha. If you are attached to the sitting form, you are not yet mastering this essential principle." The student heard this admonition and felt he had tasted the sweet nectar. Awesome. Thank you so much, Bronwyn. I appreciate that. I hope you found some valuable exercise and efforts throughout this class. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean the world to me, so I really do appreciate it. Again, all the best. Much love. Best ventures until next time. Stay safe, all that good stuff. Never hesitate to reach out, and I always look forward to doing this. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.